Hello, Army. Welcome to K Heart Channel. Taehyung reveals the truth about Jungkook. Army in tears. Seoul, the world of entertainment was shaken tonight. In a moment filled with heavy silence and raw emotion, Kim Taehyung, V of BTS, suddenly appeared in an unannounced live broadcast. There was no cheerful greeting, no laughter, no music, just Taehyung sitting alone in a dimly lit room, eyes slightly swollen, staring into the screen as if speaking to millions of hearts waiting for an answer. And his first words broke the silence in a way no one expected. "I've been holding this in for too long, but I can't pretend everything's fine anymore, especially about Jungkook," Taehyung said softly, his voice trembling. That one sentence was enough to freeze time. The live chat exploded instantly. Thousands of comments rushed in. "What's going on? Tae, please don't make us worry. And we're here, we love you." But Taehyung didn't reply. He simply gave a faint smile, one that looked more like pain than comfort, and turned his gaze toward the window, where the rain fell gently against the glass. "You know," he continued, voice barely above a whisper, "sometimes what looks perfect in front of everyone isn't always as beautiful behind the scenes." When silence becomes the answer. For months, fans had noticed that Taehyung and Jungkook were rarely seen together. People assumed it was because of busy solo schedules, but tonight, Taehyung's tone hinted at something deeper, something fragile. "Jungkook and we once promised never to let the world change us. But maybe the world was too strong," he said, lowering his head. The chat filled with crying emojis and broken hearts. Some fans said Taehyung's voice carried the weight of someone who had lost something precious, not out of anger, but out of love too deep to hold. And on Twitter, X, hashtags #TaehyungLive, #WeLoveYouTae, and #Jungkook immediately topped the global trends in under 10 minutes. Fans started analyzing clips, slowing them down, looking at every expression, every sigh, as if trying to read the story behind his silence, a confession that shook the world. After nearly 3 minutes of silence, Taehyung finally spoke again. "Jungkook isn't just a friend," he said slowly. "He's like a part of me. But sometimes, even a part of yourself can drift away, and you can't stop it." He took a deep breath, his voice breaking slightly. The camera caught the tears welling up in his eyes, the kind of sadness that doesn't scream. It just trembles quietly. "I just want him to know. I'm proud of him. Even if we don't talk much, even if the world keeps guessing the wrong things. I've always wished him well." The fans fell silent. That line, "I'm proud of him," echoed like a final letter between two souls who once walked side by side. To many armies, this wasn't just a statement. It was a goodbye wrapped in love. Memories that never fade. On the small table where Taehyung was sitting, fans noticed a photo frame. The camera caught a blurry glimpse of it, a photo of Taehyung and Jungkook in their trainee days, young and smiling, full of dreams. Taehyung looked at it for a moment before saying, "You can't rewind time, but I'm grateful for every step we took together." The room was so quiet that even the sound of the rain felt deafening. No background music.
No filters.
Just the sound of his breathing and the weight of his words. Fans wrote in the comments, "He's grieving a memory, and there's something he's finally letting go of." Then suddenly, Taehyung looked up and whispered, "I hope someday he'll see this and know that nothing has changed." Not really. Army reacts, "We weren't ready for this." After the live ended, social media turned into a sea of tears. Fans began writing long posts about how Taehyung and Jungkook's bond had inspired them through the years. One viral post read, "They're not just two members of BTS, they're symbols of genuine friendship, of growing together in a world that constantly tries to pull you apart." Many fanbases interpreted the live as Taehyung's open letter to Jungkook, a message not spoken directly but felt deeply, a popular fanbase admin wrote. "Taehyung isn't regretting anything. He's missing something that can't be brought back. And that's what makes this so heartbreakingly human." Hidden meanings and unspoken feelings. Fans began to analyze his choice of words. Every pause, every tremble, when Taehyung said, "I'm proud of him," his voice cracked slightly, the kind of pain that can't be hidden behind smiles. Some fans believe there's a distance now between them, not born out of conflict, but out of time and growth. But what truly broke hearts was his final line before ending the live. "Maybe we all have someone who never really leaves. They just turn into a memory." Then he looked down, whispered, "Thank you for listening," and ended the live, and oh music.
No wave good vie.
Just a black screen, and millions of armies crying around the world. Jungkook's silent response. Within an hour after Taehyung's live, Jungkook posted something on Weverse, a single purple heart emoji, followed by the words, "I saw it." That was enough to send the fandom into emotional chaos. Comments flooded in. Was that his reply to Taehyung? Are they communicating through silence? Why does this feel like a goodbye that hurts too much? Across platforms, armies poured their hearts out. Tonight, Taehyung didn't just talk about Jungkook. He spoke about loss, about love that lingers, about someone you can't reach anymore but never stop caring for. Videos, edits, and old moments of the two started spreading everywhere. Their laughter, their stage moments, their eyes meeting in unspoken understanding. The caption that appeared again and again was, "It feels like watching someone say goodbye without saying the word." As midnight fell, the official BTS account remained silent. But around the world, armies began lighting purple candles in their homes, sharing photos with the caption, "No matter how far you go, you'll always have a home in our hearts." Some fans even gathered online for a virtual vigil, a quiet moment of unity for two souls who had once shared everything, and perhaps still do, in silence. The truth that only hearts understand. No one knows exactly what happened between them, but tonight, the world witnessed something real, a man speaking from his heart, not as an idol, but as someone who loved deeply and lost gently. "I just want him to know, I'm proud of him." Those words now echo endlessly in the hearts of millions, because sometimes the purest love isn't loud or dramatic. It's found in quiet honesty, in the way someone says goodbye while still wishing the other happiness. And tonight, the world cried with Taehyung. After the live, Jungkook's silent tears break the internet. The night didn't end when Taehyung's live went dark. In fact, that was only the beginning. As the rain continued to fall over Seoul, fans all over the world stayed awake, refreshing Weverse, waiting, hoping for something. For a word, a sign, a small flicker of connection from Jungkook. And then, at exactly 2:17 a.m. Korea Standard Time, it happened. Jungkook posted a single message. "I saw it." Just 3 words, but to millions of hearts, it felt like an earthquake. Within seconds, Weverse crashed under the weight of armies flooding in, crying, analyzing, comforting each other. Screenshots of the post spread everywhere, and fans whispered the same thing. He saw it. He really saw it. The meaning behind "I saw it." To outsiders, it was nothing, just a simple message. But to ARMY, those words carried 1,000 emotions unspoken. It wasn't just that Jungkook had watched the live. It was the way he chose to respond, quietly, gently, without adding anything more. As if he didn't need to say much, because Taehyung already knew, some fans wrote. This is how they talk, not with words, but with feelings. Tae spoke through tears. Jungkook answered through silence. For years, the bond between the two had been something indescribable, full of laughter, inside jokes, unspoken care. And now, even their distance seemed filled with love. Jungkook's voice message that no one expected. But that wasn't all. At 3:42 a.m., a small voice message suddenly appeared on Jungkook's private fan platform, only a few seconds long, before it was deleted minutes later. In the clip, Jungkook's voice was soft, almost whispering. "I hope he sleeps well tonight," he said. That was it. Just one line. But those 6 words were enough to break ARMY all over again. People replayed the recording, crying, shaking, saying things like, "He's still protecting him." That's not just friendship. That's a bond that time can't erase. The deleted message became legendary within hours. Fans began calling it the Purple Whisper. The internet turns into a sea of emotion. By sunrise, every platform, X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, was flooded with tributes, edits with sad instrumentals filled timelines, Taehyung's trembling voice layered with Jungkook's quiet words, "I saw it." Armies from around the world wrote long letters, some saying, "Maybe this is what growing up looks like, still loving someone even when paths change." They're not just idols. They're human beings learning how to say goodbye while still holding on. Korean media began to pick up the story too. Some outlets described it as Taehyung's most vulnerable moment yet, while others speculated that Jungkook's post was a subtle form of reassurance. But for the fans, it wasn't about gossip anymore. IT was about love. Real, imperfect, human love. A night that felt like a goodbye. In the following hours, fans shared old clips, moments when Taehyung and Jungkook laughed together, when they teased each other on stage, when their eyes met in quiet understanding. One viral edit was captioned, "We didn't know those moments would mean so much until now." Even non-fans commented, saying they could feel the pain through the screen. IT wasn't the kind of heartbreak that comes from anger. It was the kind that comes from years of shared memories that suddenly feel like ghosts. Jungkook's private journal. Rumored message. Rumors began to spread within fan communities that Jungkook's close friend had shared a page from his personal journal, unconfirmed but deeply moving. The note allegedly read, "Sometimes we walk side by side until the road splits, but that doesn't mean I stop walking with him in my heart." Whether it was real or not, it didn't matter. Fans believed it, not because of proof, but because it sounded like him. Taehyung the next morning. Meanwhile, as dawn broke over Seoul, Taehyung was seen leaving his apartment briefly. Paparazzi photos showed him wearing a gray hoodie and a cap pulled low. He didn't smile, but his hand held a small cup of coffee and something purple dangling from his wrist. A bracelet armies quickly identified as a gift from Jungkook during their run BTS. Days. That single detail sent the fandom into chaos once again. He still wears it. He never let it go. The photos became symbolic overnight, proof that whatever happened between them, something precious still remained. Fans speak. "We just want them to be okay." In fan communities, messages of comfort filled every thread. Some armies wrote heartfelt open letters addressed to both of them. To Taehyung and Jungkook, "Thank you for showing us what real emotion looks like. Thank you for being human, even when the world expects you to be perfect." Others began trending the hashtag #WeAreStillWithYou taekook, saying that no matter what, they'll continue supporting both of them, together or apart. Even during moments of pain, ARMY remained united, the unseen message. Later that night, fans noticed something subtle. Jungkook had liked an old post on Taehyung's profile, one from years ago, captioned simply, "Home is not a place. It's a person." That one small action was enough to send shivers down everyone's spine, because maybe, in the quiet corners of the internet, they were still talking through hearts, through memories, through silence, a bond that time cannot break. As the days went by, armies began to heal slowly, cherishing the beauty of what they had witnessed. For many, it wasn't about sadness anymore, it was about gratitude. "We got to see love in its purest form," one fan wrote. "Two souls who shared years of laughter, tears, and dreams. Even if the world doesn't see them together now, nothing can erase their story." And maybe that's what Taehyung meant when he said, "Some people never really leave, they just become memories." No one knows what will happen next, but one thing is certain. The night Taehyung opened his heart and Jungkook answered in silence will forever be remembered as one of the most emotional moments in BTS history. IT wasn't scandal. It wasn't drama, that IT was truth. Raw, quiet, and painfully beautiful. I saw it. I hope he sleeps well tonight. 2 sentences to 8,000 tears and an eternal bond that no distance can erase.